We've got our two player profiles today. For the first time in the history of From the Clubhouse, we've got two guys that we're profiling. Fawaz Basadin, you might remember him from the 2A final of last season. And then alongside him, we've also got Rafik Isaacs. Fawaz, what a performance. Again, you didn't disappoint with the bat today. Well done.
Thanks a lot.
And Rafik, to you, splendid bowling figures. I'm going to start the chat with you. 1 for 9 in 2 overs. You're only 16 years old, almost 70, let me put it this way. What's your secret?
No, just do the basics properly, and yeah, bowling at the death, try to get the ball up there, in the block hole, and yeah, just hope to succeed.
So what is it like for you guys taking on what they call older guys or old bullies here in the Western Cape, as we prefer them to call it?
Our captain and our teammates around us help us a lot and encourage us, because they are leaders to us, and then if we go wrong, they can help us and try to make issues right where we're lacking.
So you guys go out with no fear, absolutely. You're a bowler though. How do you prepare as a bowler to take on guys that's been around cricket for as old as you are?
Starts at practice, you bowl to good batsmen in our team, so they will obviously tell us what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right also. And then we have very good bowling mentors, so that helps us a lot.
Fawaz, you've represented Western Province at under 19 B level already. Must have been quite an experience. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Western Province has taught me a lot of things, and it encouraged me to take my cricket further, because I learned a lot of new things, and the coaches here are helping me to improve my cricket, and I think from that that's good for me.
Rafik, you've obviously also represented Western Province in the past at under 15 level. What is the big learning from that experience for you?
It was obviously a very good experience, just to play against youngsters that's equally talented. So yeah, it's just give you the broad understanding of what the level of cricket can be on the bigger stage.
Thanks very much, Gavin. Always good to hear from the players. Fawaz Basadin and Rafik Isaacs, of course, playing for Bluebells first side. Now, our game of the week, also pretty close to home. Bluebells took on Rylands at the Roy Krantz Sports Field. Let's join Gavin.
We're coming to you from Bluebells Cricket Club today in our, container clubhouse, and I am loving it for two good reasons. The one's in my right hand, that is a Salome. The other in my left hand, I'm told that this is not a kushista, but it's a twisty. Well, I'm not going to twist about these things. I am going to eat them soon. But first, we've got a little matter of discussing cricket today. The game that we are covering is that between Bluebells and Rylands. It's in the First Division C 20 competition, and they are vying for a place in the semi-final. For now though, I'm going to dig into these things. Jeremy, Clinton, eat your hearts out, boys.
The challenge is always to motivate the guys to give their 200% and no longer 100%. And first and foremost, you put runs on the board and you can defend it. Obviously, like you're saying, it's a step up, it's a different ball game. The ball swings much more now than in the 2A league. No disrespect to the 2A league, of course. But the guys in the first division, they play tough cricket. And we must come with the A game.
Look, I mean, we did all the hard work last week. The T20 format is 4 games in a league table format. We won all 3 our games last week. Which set us up for being top of the log, and we knew, you know, Bluebells and us have a bit of a history going back a few years that we're going to be in for a tough game. It was a pressure game for them. They had to win to qualify. And yeah, so both teams are in the semi-finals. It was a good game of cricket, a little ebbs and flows. So yeah, so you know, we try to win every single game, but if you don't, you try to learn from it. And I mean, you know, we had quite a lovely little open, honest team talk after the game to try and find ways of improving. Bluebells came at us hard. The first 10 overs, they scored 69 runs for 2 wickets. And we then held them for, I think it was 57 runs in the last 10 wickets, 10 overs. In T20 cricket, it's very unheard of that the last 10 is scored actually at a slower rate. That's the first 10. So it's a case of the guys realizing that, you know, we've got to bowl the lines, we've got to hustle in the outfield and just getting the lines right. Sometimes it just takes it a little longer for the teams to get into that rhythm. And T20 is such a fast-paced, action-packed format of the game. There's no time. You know, to sit and dwell and smell the roses. So we were fortunate enough to actually make the change mid-game. And, you know, the guys just came back a lot harder the second half of the innings. But with us and Bluebells, just within the division that we were in, both of us getting promotion last year, there's kind of been a history of us having really, really hard games. You know, it's inherent, I guess, of if you look back at the history of the game and the communities, you know, Bluebells in Cassie Park, Rylands in Rylands, you know, the whole kind of board history of the game, and because a lot of the cultures, and it's always when we play each other, there's a lot of pride, there's a lot of passion involved, and the guys play with you know, with their hearts on their sleeves, and it adds a little extra dimension to the competition as well.
No, not at all. Playing Rylands is always a tough game. I knew they were coming back, you know, after we beat them on Newlands. But we started well. After the first 6 overs, we were on about 40 odd. But then the Rylands brought it back, and the bowling, I must say, I compliment them. Their spinners swung it around, and they were in it. And we could just work the singles. But at the end of the day, we put on a defendable total.
Now, you sound like a true captain there, not talking about your own performance, but you can't ignore that. What a knock by yourself. Tell us about it.
We just went in there and we planned to work the singles. I got, I think, 42 knot, and my opening partner for Waz, who got 50 during the final last year, he got about 23. And I just thought, bat through, and everyone bats around me. Let's see what happens.
What does the future hold? We're looking forward to playing in the semi-final.
At this stage, I'm not sure who ended first and second in that group, but it's probably going to be Langa, and from there we take it game at a time.
Welcome back to From the Clubhouse, a new feature on the show, the Powerade Performance of the Week. And I mean, I got to tell you, quite a few exciting performances and outstanding performances, Clinton Dupree, this past weekend. I think, let me start by saying, before I give you some of the scores and performances that we've seen, that maybe we missed one. It's unlikely, but maybe we missed one. So, I'd like to, on behalf of Clinton, just suggest that if we have, there's a couple of ways you can tell us about it on Twitter at clubhouse_TV, or you can write to us, info@fromtheclubhouse.co.za. Just in case we did sweep one under the cracks or forget about it, we'd hate not for you to have your 5 minutes of fame. But a couple of guys who really stood out this past weekend, Munir Alexander, 138, thanks for coming, for United against UCT. That's a good knock.
That was a good knock. I mean, in the competition that they play, it's quite hectic, and to see him getting that, it's great to see.
And then, close but no cigar, but still a good knock for Roger August, 94, Atlantis against Pinelands. He would have been happy with that.
Yeah, it's a 2020 game, so hence the reason that we picked that score. Because 94 in a 2020, it's a good achievement.
Yeah, he was going great guns at the time. Then Jonathan Mankies, bit of an all-round performance here, which is great to see. Firstly, he scores a ton, and that would have been enough to put him in the reckoning for the Powerade Performance of the Week. But then 6 for 21, and that in the game Pinelands against Old Mutual.
If we take it back a week, the last recording, I mentioned Jonathan Mankies. He came down, and he came from Western Province Cricket Club, joined Pinelands, and good quality player, and he's called Cheesy. I mean, what a nickname.
Okay, we're not going to go into the where he got that nickname from. But as you can see, some pretty good performances, but eventually we had to make a call, and the call was made for young Wade Cubido. 151 for Elsie's River Northlink against Brooklyn Telkom. We've got him in studio. Wade, welcome to From the Clubhouse, and well done on that performance.
Thank you, guys. It was a big knock for me. It was quite warm at the time. It was a lot of concentration to get in and a lot of fluid as well.
Now tell me, you're an opening batsman, so you would have opened with, who's your partner?
Charles Morgan.
Charles Morgan, and what did he get?
First baller.
He got a first ball. So there you go, opposite ends of the cricketing scale. Wade bats for an entire month and scores 151. Charles gets 2 minutes and he's gone. And that's just the way it goes. So you had to get past the fact that you lost your partner straight away and then settle down very quickly. Obviously setting yourself a little sort of mini goals along the way. But how are you feeling? Did you feel like 151?
After the 58th over when I went out, it felt like 151. Yes. The extreme weather of, 30 degrees I think at the time, and batting right through took a lot of concentration and a lot of help from the 12th man as well, giving in fluids and keep me going.
Now, my mother always used to ask me when I played cricket, how did you get out? Particularly if I scored a decent score, which wasn't often, but I mean, to be fair, she would always know, how did you get out? And I was a bowled or I was whatever. How are you out, Wade?
Azrael at the other end, he played a straight down shot and the bowler flicked it with his finger, and I was at the wrong time out of my crease. Got too late to touch down my bat. Okay,
so run out on the non-striker's end. Exactly. That has got to be one of the crudest ways to be dismissed.
I'm telling you, especially, but I think he was grateful at the stage to be dismissed at that stage, although there was only 2 overs left.
I want a glass of water, please. That's what he was really saying. Wade, but a good performance, and I mean the rest of the team, they would have been very happy for you.
Yeah, they were. It was a good platform I set on for the team. Like the guys said, Elsie's River hadn't had a good start since, I don't know, a long time already, but the guys were extremely happy for me.
I have to say, Wade, it's been a long time coming. I mean, you've been part of the setup for a long time. 2010, you represented the under-19 Coke side as well. So it has been coming that, you had to come of age somewhere along the line and then score one of the big ones. Any chances offered in that innings?
There were a few after my 100. A guy dropped me at the deep, and I thought, do I have to drop me now because of the weather and all the stuff? But I carried on. I kept concentration after that, and I just played my innings, normal game like I always do.
You've also went into a merger this season with Northlink, the college Northlink, and how has that been? How is the community of Elsies River, and how has the club itself accepted the new party?
The club accepted it well. Mr. Pennystander brought in quite a few coaching drills in there, and the guys that were at Elsies River, they're fitting in well. I mean, the guys of Northlink as well. At the moment, there is still a few shakes and now, which is at the club that's joining each other, and I think at the moment Northlink and Elsies are on a good way to win the league, maybe.
So how difficult can it really be for youngsters and players of the community to really grow cricket, and the club itself to develop players within the area of vicinity with drug abuse, with vandalism, with gangsterism? It must be a real concern.
It is. I think, especially to get young boys out of the primary schools to get into Elsies River, and the surroundings around them don't allow them to maybe get into sports because of the negativity in our communities, especially with drugs and gangsterism in our community. What Northlink and Elsies River is doing now at the moment is quite a positive in the community, to bring a college to a cricket ground in Elsies River and giving them the opportunity to study further or look into a career outside cricket.
With your taste of provincial cricket, under 19, at your age you're at the moment, do you foresee yourself pushing for high honours?
It's always my dream to go further, maybe play provincial cricket, domestic cricket, and maybe represent South Africa one day. But it's not out of the question yet. I'm still young and I still dream big.
Great positivity and humbleness from the young man.
Absolutely. Once again, Wade, well done. A good knock, and certainly well-deserving winner of the Powerade Performance of the Week. After the break, which we're going to right now, we're going to take a look at the report filed by Gavin on the LSEN Cricket Week held recently in Bloemfontein.